It sounds like just another radio show, but behind the microphone, there was no real person at all. An Australian radio station is now admitting they have been using an AI host for months without explicitly telling its audience. Workdays with T is Australian Radio Network's, or ARN's, daily 4-hour show featuring a mix of hip-hop, R&B, and pop. Launching in November 2024, the show was described as, quote, curated by our music experts. These are the songs that are charting or on the cusp of blowing up. Hear it first with T so you can boast it to your friends and say you were all over it first. But a local journalist received a tip questioning whether the host was actually real. In her article, Stephanie Coombs asked, what is T's last name? Who is she? Where did she come from? Pointing out there was no biography, no social media presence, and no backstory for the host. Coombs then compared T to other station hosts, noting they all had multi-paragraph biographies. When listening to the show and analyzing the tracks, she found T only spoke at the top of the hour, and the voice had repeated patterns, phrases, and similar intonation.
Playing on CADA in 2 minutes is The Weeknd, and then Lisa teaming up with Ray for Born Again.
And as for the photo on CADA's website, it belongs to a real employee in their finance department who goes by a different name. A reporter from the Australian Financial Review was eventually able to confirm that T was an AI entity and part of a trial use of a service providing an artificially generated voice that announces the songs. But to listeners, there was no indication T was AI. Teresa Lim, an Australian presenter and voice actor, took to LinkedIn saying, as an Asian Australian female human voice actor and presenter in the radio and advertising industry, I find this industry first move offensive on various levels. She went on to say, firstly, why weren't listeners told up front that you were trialing an AI host? Why isn't there any disclosure published on your program page or announced before, during, or after the show? Australia's media landscape is overseen by the Australian Communications and Media Authority, or ACMA. While there are no specific laws requiring broadcasters to disclose AI-generated content, last October, the ACMA released a proposal calling for stronger AI guardrails. They highlight risks like scams and deceptive practices, the spread of misinformation, and the creation of harmful content. In December, the Australian government introduced a bill that would give the ACMA enhanced powers to tackle misinformation, including content generated by AI. ARN chief executive called Workdays with T an experiment and told the Financial Review that T will continue broadcasting on CADA for now, which is the company owned by ARN. With Straight Arrow News, I'm Kennedy Felton. Download our app or visit san.com for more.